Hey guys, I have Randy and Mark. Mark is the guy that created High Note. And if you're a Tom Ferry coaching client out there, you heard a lot about High Note at the last summit. And that was really exciting. And that's what got me interested in. But actually, Randy is the one, when I was talking to him, Randy, who is now on his, built and sold 2 technology companies. Congratulations, right? He's the one that told me about High Note. And so I got these 2 guys on for us to go into what is this High Note? How does it work? And let's dive into some of the details.
Groundwork. I am a techie at heart. I did an electrical and computer engineering degree. I did a master's degree in AI back in the 90s. I turned into a real estate agent and I became the number 2 condo agent in San Francisco.
Nice.
I could never beat the number 1 guy, but I'll take number 2. And I formed Climb. I founded a brokerage, Climb Real Estate, and we were known for tech. We were known for slick marketing, and we grew very, very fast because we used all those things in smart ways that people didn't. We got a really great reputation nationwide, and Realogy purchased us. And the plan was to franchise us nationwide. So
I hope one of these days I'm going to be as smart as you 2 guys.
You already are. You already are, probably more so. But anyway, so I 2016, fast forward, purchased by Realogy. I'm not a big company guy. I'm an entrepreneur. I love to create things. And, there was one thing in real estate, in an everyday real estate agent's job, that I felt was not being addressed by the products out there adequately. And it's the sales pitch. It's when you get a lead, this lead is hot, ready to be converted. Mm-hmm. What do you do to present to this lead and win the deal? When I was a brokerage owner and an agent, we threw humans at this problem to turn around slick presentations, things that would be optimized and tailored towards that lead to win the deal. But you can't have enough humans to turn around beautiful presentations. So right. I built a tool addresses this need. And what's the need? Speed, because you have a lead. The clock is ticking. You have an hour to respond. They're also talking to several other agents. So it needs to be fast and it needs to be impactful.
Yes.
It needs to be beautiful and it needs to be customized. Mm-hmm. The only person that could do that so quickly really is the agent if they had the right tool. But also we have this problem called email. The tool has not changed. So I said there needs to be a better way for an agent to customize a pitch, a better reading experience for the leading client, wows them, but also tells the agent what's being read, how long they've been spending on each thing, what's important to the reader. Because why? Everything else does that. You go to any website, it'll tell you. They'll tell you the analytics, they'll tell you what's being spent, where they're hovering their mouse, everything. We just sort of said real estate agents need this kind of technology to deliver and improve their sales. And so that's what we built. High Note. High Note is what we built.
Right.
And it's designed with the agent in mind. The agent needs to put these things together. They're busy. They're tech challenged usually. They have stuff everywhere. The materials, they're in on desktop, they're in the cloud, on their websites, or on social media, right? Yep. These are the 4 places. So how do you get all that stuff, drop it in, have a presentation automatically built, you deliver it, the reader's wowed, and you get analytics in what they're reading.
Yeah.
It's simple in concept, and the tool is simple to use. And so that's the inspiration behind it all.
That makes a lot of sense because we see, in the coaching, I see a lot of opportunities created and a lot of opportunities get lost because of what you said, right? They didn't have a presentation at speed to deliver that's been customized, that is also dynamic and technology fluid, right? And so having that pre-designed that I can maybe make 1 or 2 customizations to and then shoot it off, get the feedback quickly, right? That is brilliant. Right. And this is exactly why, for those at the Tom Ferry Success Summit this last year, there's a couple guys who have been using the High Note buyer presentation, presenting their buyers to the listing agents. And it was getting them a huge advantage on
for the offer.
Getting their offer accepted.
That's right.
That was such a powerful example. And everybody was like, what the hell is this High Note all about?
That's right.
And I was giggling because, I've already talked to both of you guys, but I was just thinking traditionally for listing presentation, buyer consultation. But then, the more I think about this, I also was thinking about, instead of Linktree, what if I had one of these, right? So there's all these different use cases. So Mark, because we all understand what the product is, why don't you take us through an example of one that people can see, and then let's address the 2 big questions in the mind of the average person who's going to watch this, which is, why the hell should I use this over a PowerPoint? And how long is it going to take me to build this thing up to make it a useful, valuable asset? Addressing kind of question number one is, well, why would I need this tool when I have this thing called a PowerPoint?
Absolutely. Right? And I'm going to take you through a use case, winning listings. And this is a great slide for us. This agent actually won a $2 million listing from a Zillow lead. She used High Note one time, and she beat 3 other agents. And the feedback from the sellers were the other agents sent a lot of junk. Some of them didn't send anything. Then maybe they sent a link to their website, whatever it is. It was not as good as what Trang sent. And she was in the Bay Area. She also could not meet this client face to face. It was all remote. And this is what she sent. She sent a listing report for this home. And here's what it is. A PDF of her team.
Hey guys, pardon the interruption. After this episode, I had a great conversation with Mark from High Note because I was so impressed with the service and I wanted to recommend it to all my coaching clients and friends. And I asked him if he would give us a discount and he said yes. So down below is a link to the discount that he offered all of the people on my channel. And there's other companies that I recommend down there, and that just supports me, that supports these great companies. So I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy this show. The episode is really good. Get to the end where he talks about how to do the edits and how to send it out, all the different use cases. We dove into a lot, so I hope you enjoy. On with the show.
Right, that our graphic design department put together. A 35-page listing presentation provided by her brokerage, right? And usually, how do you deliver this? PDF, email, right? You don't know what's being read, and it's really hard for users to read this. So why not make it nicer and easier to digest? That's what this does. What else? A 59-page CMA, Cloud CMA. And, Cloud CMA is obviously one of the leaders in CMAs, but we support it, right? You drag and drop it right in. Here is a live CMA, basically I forget what they call it, but it's basically a website that has live comps, but from Cloud CMA. Yeah. And then a CMA from the MLS. This is what your MLS will give you, generally.
It's generally what I use and deliver.
That's right. Some table, right? That's hard to read, but it does the job, but it doesn't really add the emotion, the presentation to it. And then the seller estimated closing statement. So, hey, I ran some numbers based on what you owe. This is what you're going to net. And she had her title company put that together and she inserted it in. Listing timeline. As your agent, this is what I will do for you. Usually you send this as a PDF again, or maybe a spreadsheet. Horrible experience to read it in email. She also puts in a 40-page guide to escrow, title, and closing. Here's what all these terms mean. Here's what title is. Here's how the close works. And then here are my testimonials. So this is a perfect example of what someone built on their own. It's a real example.
And this is why I got so interested in it, was because you have basically these cards that we can just layer in so many different valuable pieces to the puzzle of a listing presentation and of our presentation.
That's right.
That gives the consumer tremendous amounts of ability to do research and to educate. And then this saves us a ridiculous amount of time. So, right now, one of the things I have to do is I have to, send them I do like screenshots of my Zillow profile, or I text people my Zillow profile. I have to email them my broker 400-page, braggadocious PDF, right?
That's
so
right.
It's like each one of these components, we all send these. Most of the time we forget, most of the time we run out of time. But what I like is like, this is neatly packaged in, and we can build each one of these things to make them the best possible thing that we can make, and then stack them into one presentation. How do I deliver this? Because
you generate a link and copy it and send it, or you use High Note to send it. And every presentation, this is the inside of High Note I'm going to show you. You click on the paper airplane. You send a link or send an invite to High Note. And it's basically copy and paste the link into your email, send it yourself, or you just give us the email, we'll deliver for you. So just like DocuSign, just like any other tool out there where you're sharing information, any presentation you get can be forwarded as well. Like the reader, the seller could forward it to the husband or the wife, or maybe the financial planner or whoever.
Yeah, very nice.
Really simple, easy way to share.
Could I add in like a YouTube video link into that?
Absolutely. And here I'm going to give you a demonstration of one. This is one agent's presentation. She was selling this property. I asked for permission to copy it, of course, and use it in my demonstration. But I'm going to take off my face off it so it's not confusing. But here's a video of the home that she's selling in Michigan. So let me show you all the things she has in here, right? Video of the home. video slideshow, 3D tour of the home, Matterport tour, a photo gallery, floor plan, property website link, Google map that she made and added all the amenities in the area, property detail sheet, which is the statement, financing. Hey, my lender can help you out. Are you ready to view this home? Right. And, you know, I added this one on the bottom. I was just messing around with it, but I'll show you how you could just change these things so easily. And then I could just remove it. Right. If I want to reorder things, let's say I want to put the slideshow of the home first and make the video third.
Yeah, beautiful. Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now back to your question about the video. So this is it. And it plays in line.
Very nice.
In a mobile first world too, Patrick, right? You take that link and you text it to them.
Yeah, see, that's where I think this, you know, where Mark, you addressed that first problem, which was the speed problem. And so for me, when I was really active as an agent, I would, oh, this is a really cool visual. This is a really cool PDF. This is a really cool video. I created this. I just paid for that. But I would have these things loosely all over the place.
Right. And
so this becomes kind of a hub of all of the amazing assets, and then a way for us to organize them and then deliver them powerfully with efficiency.
Yeah, exactly.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. Thank you.
I want to mention something real quick, right? Look, think about this on the consumer side, that consumer being a buyer, that consumer being a seller, that consumer being an agent, that consumer being the general public, right? If this were in an email, right, we've done this, you click on something, it opens up in another tab, and then you're like, well, where was I? Sure, potentially you could do some of this stuff in PowerPoint, but you'd be scrolling a long time, right? You'd be looking for things. Then again, if you had hyperlinks, those links should be driving to an outside source as well. During this situation with the consumer, they're already anxious, annoyed, there's all kinds of different emotions. We want that perception to be that Rolls Royce. It's just beautiful. You know, it's simple. Everything closes. I can pick up where I left off. You could do that here with social as well, right? So you have this beautiful thing that you did, the photos and the floor and the 3D tour. And instead of posting your MLS link, take this, post it, right? Put it in your story. It's all about the end consumer and how it makes them feel. Again, that being a buyer, seller, agent, or whatever else that you're using this for. Yeah, that's just as important as what it does for the agent, in my personal opinion. And that's where I saw the true potential.
So to me, yes, it's a good customer experience. Yes, it's more efficient for the agent, but man, the amount of time saved sitting in people's houses, talking to them.
That's right.
And, explaining to them, who they are, who their brokerage is, what they do, what the process is, what the timeline is. How does this work? How does that work? How does my marketing work? How does it, right? And you just demonstrated a higher level of competence. And that right now in this market, in a low inventory, high price, lots of money on the line, the consumer is looking for the more competent agent. And they will, like you said, Mark, they will fire someone or they'll brush them off just to go with the more competent agent. And they should. If you're a rookie, you better start demonstrating high levels of competence, or else you're going to continue to lose out. Period. End of story.
Right? Absolutely.
I think the use case scenario, because a lot of people are like, well, I just don't go on enough listing appointments. I know we need to solve that, but let's look at
but but I'll show you some other use cases. Buyers, obviously, right? Winning buyers, you're interviewing as well here, right? You send it beforehand about me and about what we're going to be talking about.
Buyer consultation,
absolutely.
Relocation, the relocation guide right now is probably, I would say, the big one. Here's a video on relocation. Here's my relocation guide. Here's me. Here's the things that we, stack a bitchin' relocation, package.
Huge. The other thing is people do is they will educate the buyer, like, hey, this is how you buy a home. This is what the contract is.
Yes.
So this is Sandy and Joe from Compass in the Bay Area, San Francisco, but get comfortable with the contract. Send the contract ahead of time. Why? Because they're going to have a million questions about this. It's a fast market. You need to get all those questions out of the way ahead of time, right? Contingencies, what's that? Arbitration of disputes, what's that? Liquidated damages, what is that? Right? Legal stuff, how do you make a strong offer? Prep them, because they need to make a strong offer. And when they figure out when they need to make a strong offer is when it's too late.
Exactly. I agree.
Right?
Yeah, I'm working with all my coaching clients on doing a bunch of YouTube videos on all these topics, and or creating, an article or a blog post or something legitimate. But I also think that people need more time to process some of this information. And if I send people to YouTube, they're going to end up watching, cat videos really quickly. So having it in a controlled environment like this would be super valuable.
That's right. And the great thing is you build this once, you send it out every single time.
Yeah.
right? You're done, right? And it's very easy.
But
to
also,
build.
please clarify. If I have a unique link per time I send it out per person. Is that accurate?
You could. There's several ways you could do it, or you can make one presentation you send out to multiple people.
Okay,
right?
perfect. Thank you.
About the buyer process.
Perfect. Good.
Yeah. But or it could be one-to-one, like one unique presentation per person, or one presentation, but with like 50 unique links to it.
Nice.
Right.
Okay,
but
cool.
the presentation stays the same. Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
Buyers, keeping clients informed. A lot of agents are using this in between when they get into contract and when they close. Right. Or if a listing agent is selling a home, what's been going on? How's the traffic been? What's the feedback been? It shows that you're getting your money's worth, right?
Yeah, seller reports would be.
That's right, seller reports.
Yeah, I built seller report like, here's the views on Redfin, here's the views on Zillow, here's the views in the MLS, here's my showing time, here's my, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
It shows that you're doing the job, right? And it shows, hey, I have it marketed here, I have it here, I have it over here. This is what the feedback is, right? Okay, neighborhoods or communities. A lot of agents are using it to show that they're a dominator or a specialist in that area they work. Use this, build it one time, send it out over and over again. Hey, I'm a specialist in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yeah, geographic farming.
Yes, here's what it's about. You send it to buyers and sellers.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Because one of my favorite listing agents is Eileen Rivera. She's an amazing geographic farmer. She says I have 2 listing presentations, one in the farm, one outside of the farm. So the one in the farm is every reason why you should hire the hyper local agent. Right. And the one outside of the farm is every reason why you shouldn't hire the hyper local agent.
Really? Wow, that's interesting.
It's brilliant because that's what that's what we
that's the 2 things, right? That's interesting.
Great. Build 2.
That's interesting. Yep, exactly. And so that, a lot of people do that. This one's a specific one about one building in San Francisco that we used to use. Client retention. What happens after you help them buy the home or sell the home? You need to say thank you. You need to give them stuff. You need to wrap it up with something. So a lot of agents will send, what do you send? The closing statement. Why? Because they're going to ask for it again in the beginning of the year.
Oh, yes. Brilliant. This is great.
To do their taxes, right? Yep. Send the package. Send the package out. Send the contract. Here's how you change your utilities.
Yep.
Here's your home warranty policy that I purchased for you or, that you got. Here's your property taxes, how you pay them. And don't forget to review me. Don't forget to review me.
Nice.
It's a nice little thing to wrap it up, right?
Yep.
What else?
Listen. I think we get the point that there's a lot of use cases. I know for me specifically, because I'm about to create a new coach Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff. And so I was like, oh man, I got to build my link tree.
That's right.
So, and I didn't ask you that question, but could I use this instead of Linktree on my social profile and build one of all my assets so someone can come down and go into a rabbit hole?
Absolutely, you could, and that's what it's designed for. It's the same thing. Many people have asked about this feature, and of course you can do that. So
love it.
Yeah, and to wrap it up, listing presentations for different home styles. Right? Hey, I'm an Eichler modern home specialist.
Oh, yeah,
I'm a luxury home specialist. I'm a beach home specialist, whatever it is.
Yes.
This agent did that. Recruiting, obviously. Recruiting is a big use case of the tool. Really stand out. And why? Because you have a lot to present about the brokerage, right? Comp plans, your value, your services, what's the mother, like if you have a mothership brokerage, explain to the national reach, all this stuff. And property marketing is a big one. These are all the use cases, right? There's many more.
Can you show us a little bit of the dashboard of how I'm going to experience the stats, how, like,
let's do that right now.
Yeah. Show me some stats. Like, I want to see, this is great. And I want to see how many people are looking at it, what they look at, and how that experience is.
And what we're going to do is generate something in real time right now for the audience. I'm going to create a link, and that's going to be your link, Patrick. I could password protect the link. I could also require an email to view it, right? If you're putting this on a website. But more importantly, I want activity updates. So this is going to send me notifications when you open it, etc. This is the link. I'm going to copy it and paste it right into your chat window.
Cool.
When you get it, click on it, mess around with it. And what I'm going to do is it shows me you opened it already. Okay. And you didn't check out any of the assets. We call them assets, sections, whatever you want, panels. But keep going through it and open things up. Click on the videos, go to the Matterport. It's the one that I showed earlier, the property marketing. So it just showed you looked at financing, right? And at 10:13 a.m., you also checked out the Google map, right? Keep going. It also says you're on a desktop or laptop and you're using the Edge browser. I don't know if that's true. Is that true?
I'm using the,
You're the Edge browser. Got it. So it tells you whether you're on a phone, you're using a Safari browser. If you are, you're on an iPhone, right? And so that means, what does that mean? That means they're just glancing at it. They didn't really read it in depth, but they got it and they're looking at it, right? So you know, okay, look, you checked out the 3D tour, okay? And as this goes on, it'll start telling you how long, 5 seconds, right? For this.
yeah, very cool.
Right. You checked out 3 of the 10 assets. You spent about a minute on it, right? And so we have the analytics based on a timeline. So you see what's been checked out and when, what date, etc. And we really boiled it down to what an agent really cares about, right? And took out the rest. So we made it super simple for an agent to understand, to digest. And this is what it is. This is how the analytics look. And it's so powerful.
Let's go to the last question and we'll wrap it up and we'll do something again. But I think the last question is, where, I know where everybody gets stopped is, wow, this looks amazing. This is another great tool. It makes a lot of sense. But, oh man, like what every agent says to me is, hey, can you show me examples?
Yep.
Right? And they're going to be like, because they're, they can't think through all of the things that they need to add.
Of course.
And then, when they buy the tool, they're going to come sit down, they're going to build theirs and they're going to be like, I don't even know what to put in this, Patrick.
That's
and
right.
So, I've asked you to send me stuff and I've looked at some of these things you've sent me. So could we kind of look at the resource center?
Absolutely.
So that these guys can really bridge that gap of.
Absolutely. This was the number one issue that we faced.
Yeah.
What do I put in here?
Yeah.
So I said, all right, let's show them.
Right.
Let's put together presentations that a collection of presentations that are actual presentations as well as templated presentations. So for example, we just added Century 21 Christie's Compass here. Nice. We have actual presentations from Twin Oaks. Okay, they're in the Bay Area as well. They put here a recruiting one, an offer, and a buyer's presentation. Nice. We have stuff from Keller Williams. This is Jeremiah Kobelka. I think he's at the Tom Ferry group as well. Dan Gandy, buyer presentation from EXP. We have ERA, Remax. So we have a lot covered. We don't have everyone. And if you want something, let us know. We'll build it. But let me give you an example. I'll show you, exactly what people do. So this one is a Compass one, Kenneth Ur, and this is what it looks like. This is what he did. Thank you for the opportunity to list your property. Inside, you'll find the following, blah, blah, blah. His profile, sales and marketing proposal, CMA, net sheet, examples of his past listings. He offered at $995. It sold for 1.5. Yeah, 1.35. That's how much this property was listed for. It sold for 2 million. 9 offers received. Offered at 1.495, sold for 1.75. So he's showing that he knows how to get overbids and the highest price. Current past listings, case studies, professional full color statements, email blasts. This is all I do for you, direct mail postcard. And here's my listing agreement. It's a 41 pager, right? Why do you put that in?
Timeline. It's cool.
Why do you put that in though? You look to see if they're reading it.
Yeah.
If they're reading it, what does that say? They're a serious seller, right? If they
if I'm like, okay, I love this. It's amazing. I can see the example of the different cards that they have and how they are presenting the card. But do I have an opportunity to look at the link or do I not? Okay.
Click on it. These are all live presentations. You click on it, it'll take you away. But better yet, we made it easy for you to just copy this thing, right? Of course, this is specific to Kenneth Ur, but there's pieces in there that are not. And if you wanted it, this is what you do. You just forward it to yourself. I'm going to forward it to myself. And I have this new high note account. I call it Mark +8. I'm going to send it. It's sent. And in my high note, I have a received presentation. Gee, who's this from? Well, it's from myself, right? So it's down in here. Wait, what was it called again?
There's Kenneth.
Yeah.
I'll show you exactly. So I don't see it in here, but these are all the examples that I've sent to myself.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'll open it up here. And this is an example of what I just sent, right? And I can just make a copy of it. Very easy to just go back and make a copy of it, duplicate.
Oh, got it. So it's kind of like like in Google Docs, I can open it up, I can look at it.
That's
I
right.
can't edit it, but if I make a copy, I make a duplicate of it, then I can edit
Oh,
it.
oh yeah, here is Kenneth there. Sorry. So here, I'm going to duplicate this. Okay.
Copy.
Right.
So many of these assets agents already have too, right? So it will get the wheels turning. Well, I have this, I have this, I have this, I got some videos. Ooh, these are 4 or 5 other things, right? Getting those creative juices flowing isn't always easy for people. So that's
right.
Well, in the Tom Ferry world, we call it R&D, rip off and duplicate.
That's right. We have the duplicate part.
It's called the R&D.
But look,
and I found the best R&D tool, which was Snagit, because you can kind of open up a PDF and just edit it. But this made it really easy, Mark. So
I just made a copy of it, and I have
this
Kenneth Er's presentation right here.
So you can just go in there and edit everything.
You just change things out. Now, could I demonstrate making one from scratch real quick?
Sure.
New.
Yeah.
Okay.
See how much time we got.
Demo
Guys,
for Patrick.
10:21. All right, we're going for.
All right. We were talking about Jackson Hole before this call, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's pick Jackson Hole. We have built-in stock photography all inside the tool for free. You just pick a picture, right? It just gets uploaded. Then you just drag and drop things from wherever you want, right? So we have things from, I'm going to put in California closing costs. Obviously, I want Wyoming closing costs, but I don't have right now. And then you could add videos, you could add links, and let's let the internet do its thing. Let's just say I want to put in YouTube.
Right. Boom. Yep.
Just type in the link. If you have a video, you copy and paste the link right in.
Thumbnails.
And yep. And so what we're doing is uploading this picture. I have a slow internet right now, and then we're also taking a snapshot of it to saving you the effort of having to create this.
That's cool. So it creates an automatic thumbnail.
Right. It'll create an automatic thumbnail. Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, Old Republic title, right? Let's say you don't like the way this looks. So what we did was we gave you the ability to change that, right? So you could say, I don't like the way this looks. It makes my presentation look ugly. So let's look for something beautiful. So let's just look for house. Let's get this little red house in here. So you can replace it, and it uploads the picture and covers that ugly picture with this nice house now, right? So it really, really is easy to build a presentation.
It's a little cool thumbnail tool right there.
Yes. So to answer the question, why not PowerPoint? You can't do this in PowerPoint, right? You can't build a presentation slickly, easily, fast like this, right? And this is not designed the same way. You need to be a designer to make a nice one. Anyone can make an edit of an existing presentation, but what if you had to make quite a few changes? Very difficult. Yeah. Very difficult to do.
All right. So I'm sold. So I guess the final question is how much?
Absolutely.
And it was pretty reasonable when you told me, and I was like, thank God.
Yes. So
it's only $1,000 a month.
That's right. It's less than $25 a month. It's $299 a year. Basically it's $24.99 a month.
Got it. Yeah. So it's about $25 a month to have the tool, build your thing, and call it a day.
It's not even build a tool, build your day. It's winning more listings it offers.
Yeah, but I mean, just meaning that, $25 a month, that's amazing. That's
right.
Yeah. So very well done, Mark. Thank you. Right. Cause this is good. And then in the future, as I'm working with a bunch of my coaching clients, one of my goals too will be to start, because I love the presentation, like the presentation and the design and the video and the content. And I love the process of how do we present ourselves to win. So on our next session, I look forward to, sharing some of the wins, sharing some of the cool assets, and helping not only you, but all my great clients take this stuff to the next level. That's the fun part. Absolutely. The technology, you did it. I mean, it's amazing. I think you've solved up most of the riddles, right?
Yeah. Well,
is there anything kind of new on the docket for 2022, or are you?
Yeah, I mean, making it, building something simple
to
use is very, very hard. So there's a lot of changes we want to, improvements, let's say, to make it better, easier, better streamline the flow for the agent. Lots of different things we can talk about next call, but a lot of little gritty things, but they just make the biggest impact for the agent. So.
All right. So when should we do this again? 6 months, or what are we talking? 90 days?
Yeah, maybe sooner. Maybe it's up to you, but I'm game. Anytime.
Awesome.
We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of use cases, a lot of details, a lot of things we can talk about. So it's a tool we built to really impact the real estate agent industry. And really thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark, for all of your effort, and Randy for introducing me to Mark. And then I'll catch up with you guys later. Find all the details in the link down in the description down below, and we'll catch you guys on the next session. Thank you.